everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm here to talk about why I actually stopped making YouTube videos. But first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe, hit the red button, turn on the bell so that way you know whenever I upload another video. Okay, thank you. Okay, but now it's time to start the talk. Okay, so I moved to San Diego, California from Houston, Texas. As I guess some of you guys, actually I got to San Diego and I moved in with someone, and it's not like I couldn't, make YouTube videos, but I just wanted to get settled in and, looking for a job and everything. So I was just trying to handle all my stuff outside of YouTube and making videos first because, priorities and everything. But I moved down here to San Diego, California. That's where I got settled and everything. But whenever I moved down here, I moved down here at the end of July. And then, like a couple weeks later, my husband had to go underway. And for those of you who don't know what underway means, that means that they have to, stay on the ship, and they go on the ship for a certain amount of time, but they leave the port of San Diego and go somewhere else. They actually went to Hawaii, but they went for 2 months. So it was like my first 2 months of being here was just me trying to figure out everything by myself, kind of. I mean, I did have the help of my friend that I was staying with, Alexis. Shout out to you, Alex, thank you. But, still having to figure out everything else for yourself in a new place, it's still hard. And I guess all of that really just started to take a toll on my body. And October. It was October. So me and my friend Alexis, we were chilling in the living room, and then like all of a sudden, we're just sitting there watching this show, and then all of a sudden, like, I feel my heart racing really fast, and I'm just like, okay, that's weird, like, what's going on? And so that happened, and then like I'm just sitting there chilling, and then like I go to the restroom, and try to calm myself down. I'm like, I don't know why this is happening to me. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I just felt like my heart was about to pound out my chest. And so, went to the restroom, tried to calm myself down. That didn't work. So I came back out the restroom, and then like, it just started getting worse and worse. Like, my heart started racing super fast. I was kind of dizzy, honestly. Not really dizzy, but I don't know how to explain it, but it was just like my head was tripping, and then my whole body just started, having an effect. Like, it was just like a domino effect. Like, my heart started racing really fast, and then my head, I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I don't know what's happening. And then I started panicking in my head, and then next thing you know, like, I feel like I can't breathe. Like, not necessarily that I can't breathe, but it's like hard for me to catch my breath. And then like, my neck started getting strained. Like, it was just all these physical effects happening to my body. And I don't know, like, at the time I didn't know what was happening. So I'm like, I'm tripping. Like, I don't know what's going on with my body. Like, I'm worried. Like, I really feel like I'm about to die. Like, I felt like I was about to have, or that I was having a heart attack. And I'm just like, me and Alexis is in the living room with me, and at first I was just trying to act like nothing was wrong with me, but then it just started getting more and more intense. And that's when I started to, like, I guess, panic more. But I didn't realize, like, what was happening with my body. Like, I really real life thought that I was dying, and that I was gonna have to go to the hospital and, see if they could save my life or something, because that's how intense it was. Like, it was such a physical reaction, and I've never experienced anything like that in my life before. So I didn't know, like, what to think about anything. So I was just like panicking. And so, you know, we're just sitting there chilling, and well, she's chilling and I'm freaking the fuck out. And so like she's telling me, you know, just calm down. And basically I was having a panic attack, but I didn't know what it was because I've never had one before. And so thank goodness for Alexis being there, because if so, I would have been in the hospital for sure. Because that was my next plan. My next plan was call 911 and have them come pick me up, because I thought I was dying. I thought I was dead. That was my last day on earth to me. I'm like trying to sit on the floor. I'm like trying to calm myself down. I'm like laying down, and then she's like telling me to eat and drink, and like literally I cannot eat anything. I cannot drink. And we had just got Chipotle too. Like I really wanted to eat that, but after that, like I couldn't do anything. Like I had to sit there and just cover up, because I was cold too. I had to sit there, cover up, and just like I guess try to relax, because I guess panic only make panic attacks worse, which I didn't know, because I didn't know I was having a panic attack anyways. So yeah, that never happened to me before. So it was like a really, really scary experience for me, because it's like you don't know what's going on with your body. It's such a crazy reaction. And like I said, I've never had that happen to me before. So it was like that's why I felt like I was dying, because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to fix it, anything. So, you know, I just like, she was talking to me, telling me it's okay, you know, everything's gonna be okay, to calm down. And then I'm like on my phone trying to look up ways how to calm down a panic attack, how to like chill out after having one. And guys, when I tell you, that was such, like, after that day, like for the next 3 days, like my body was so drained, like that. Like I didn't know panic attacks could like take that much toll on you physically. I went to look up the symptoms and everything of a panic attack, and then, you know, it was also saying like watch out, because it could be, you know, a heart attack. But I wasn't having the symptoms of a heart attack. I was having the symptoms of a panic attack. And thank goodness I was able to tell the difference, because at first I thought I was dying. So you know, I'm like sitting there trying to calm down and figure out ways to chill myself out. And then I finally like get to the point where I'm like, cool, okay, I'm fine. And then like I said, like the next couple of days, like the physical toll that it took on my body was insane. Like, oh my gosh, like for the next couple of days, I still felt like I was about to have another one. Like I could feel the presence of a panic attack trying to come on, but it wasn't happening. It was just the after effects, because my first panic attack was so physical. Like it was so physical. That was the first time I ever been through that. So I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know I was having a panic attack. I didn't even know like panic attacks could be so physical. I just thought like they were just, you know, freaking out like that. Like, you know, breathe into a brown paper bag or something. Like literally that's what I thought all of that was. But it turned out to be a panic attack, and I never thought that I could get to the point to where I would like have one, I guess. Or I didn't even know that I could have one, or that like I was having problems with, you know, stress or anything, until that really just took a toll on me. And after that, I was so aware of everything that was happening to my body. Like every sensation that I would feel in my body, like I would just pay attention to, because I didn't want to have another panic attack. Because like I said, it was the scariest experience that I had ever had, but also it was an eye-opening experience, because it was like I had been through so much stuff that I had just bottled it up inside. I didn't ever, you know, talk to anybody about it or let anything out or anything. So it was like all that stuff, I guess, just finally exploded. Random night, you know, just us chilling, random night, and it just goes the weasel, for real, like for real. It opened my eyes because it made me realize, like, I must, you know, have that much stuff going on. And like, I guess consciously I ignored, you know, not all my problems, but most of them, because I guess I didn't want to deal with them. I didn't want to have to go through, you know, all that to deal with anything. So, but subconsciously, my body and my mind knew that I was going through all that stuff and that I needed a way, I guess. I needed a wake-up call. And that's exactly what that was, because guess what? That woke me up. And, you know, ever since that happened, like I said, I was so much more aware of my body and, you know, the stuff I was doing and trying to, like, get everything out. I saw that meditation was, you know, something that could help. So I started doing meditation, and it did help for a while, but around Thanksgiving, me and my husband, we decided to go home for to see our family, of course. You know, he hadn't seen his in a while, and I'd miss my family too, because me, I'm a big family person and always around my sisters. I'd never been like by myself, so it was like a new experience for me to be in California by myself. And I guess I just didn't realize that all the changes that I was going through took so much of a toll on myself. But after that, I did, of course. But I actually had like a second panic attack when I went to Houston. And honestly, I think like it was like a half panic attack, because I felt it coming on, but then I just like separated myself and I went in my room and I just started breathing and doing all these different things that I learned to calm down a panic attack. And so I started doing all that, and I was just like, you know, the meditation, it helps, but I don't think that's enough for me. So I honestly don't know like what triggered it, but I think it was just all the pressure of, you know, having to come home, seeing everybody, and, you know, everybody's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing, this and that, and, you know, wondering if you're living a big life in California. Like, no, I'm not. It's hard to it's hard to do anything out here. Like, everything's so expensive. Like, you can't get a job if you don't have like 3 degrees in that you know, field. So it's like, it was stressful, and, you know, I didn't want to like, I always feel pressured to be up to par or up to people's expectations, I guess, whenever I go home, because I know I have little sisters that look up to me. I have little cousins that look up to me. So it's like, it was like, I'm going out there just to tell everybody that I'm not doing anything with my life. I'm just, I guess, cleaning houses, because that was my job. I was cleaning houses. I used to have clean people's toilets. It was so nasty. I hated the job. I hated it. And so all that pressure had, I guess, just gotten to me, especially when I started seeing everybody. When everybody was coming to my house, I was just like, okay, you know, this is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for. And I guess I just cracked under pressure, because I was about to have a panic attack. I was about to have another one. I felt my body doing the same thing it was doing before whenever I had my first one. So that's when I said I separated myself, went upstairs, and I calmed myself down, started doing some deep breathing. I could still feel, you know, like antsy, I guess. And then another thing I forgot to mention, I started having chest pains after my panic attack. Like every day chest pains, every day chest pains. Like, it wouldn't be so intense to where I'd have to go to the hospital, but I did go to the emergency room a couple times, because I didn't, like I said, I've never felt that sensation before. I didn't know what's going on. So I was trying to figure out like what is actually happening to me, like, you know. But I went to the emergency room. They just left me with more questions. Honestly, they're just like, oh no, well, it's not anything that you're about to fall down and die from. So I'm just like, I mean, I guess that's kind of relieving, but that still doesn't give me any type of security because I still don't know what's going on with my body. And you know, it's just really, it was really tough because it's just like the not knowing, you know, like not knowing what's going on with your body. That's so scary, and that's exactly what I was experiencing. And I went at least like 2 or 3 times. They probably remembered my name, my face, and everything by the time I went up in there because I was trying to get some answers. You know, they're like, oh no, it's not anything. You know, go to your doctor, make an appointment with your primary care. And I was like, okay, cool. And I did that. But then like my doctor is freaking backed up for months, like literally months. Like I made an appointment October 5th. That was the day I called to make an appointment. And I wasn't able to get into the doctor until November 5th, a whole month later. So it was like, I was on my own for that month. During that month though was when I went to the hospital. Like, it was crazy. And then come November 5th, the time that I'm supposed to go to the doctor, they call me talking about the doctor is, she's sick, so she's not gonna be in. So they had to move my appointment to the 9th, I think. And I was like, okay, that's fine, just a couple more days. Then come the 9th, they talking about oh no, she's still out, so we have to move your appointment, you know, further back. And so, the day, I think it was the 12th, the day before on November 11th was when they called me and they're like, okay, so your doctor is still sick. She's still sick. Like, how you a doctor but you sick? I don't know. But anyways, they called me and said, sorry, Miss Jackson, your doctor is still sick. So would you like to go see, this other primary care professional that's also in the same building as your doctor? And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Do whatever you got to do to get me into the doctor because I need to figure out what's going on. And then I had the appointment and like, it sucked because he's like rushing me, and I just felt like he really didn't even care about what was going on. Like I didn't even have time to get everything out. Like, so fast forward back to Houston. Okay. So, you know, I get to the point where I'm able to calm myself down and I'm chilling, and that's cool and everything. And so like, I'm starting to realize like, you know, I'm doing meditation, I'm doing all this deep breathing and all this other stuff, you know, that I saw that can help panic attacks, but it's not working. Like I'm still, you know, about to have panic attacks. And so I never actually realized that I did have like anxiety because it was, I don't know, I just never put 2 and 2 together, and I never gotten to the point where I was, you know, freaking out about anything. Like I just never realized I had anxiety. And so I'm just like looking up stuff. I know you're not supposed to look up stuff on the internet, but that was all the help I had then because I couldn't go to the doctor. I couldn't go to the emergency room because they were just going to tell me the same thing that I already knew. So it was like a WebMD was my only friend, honestly. So I just looked up all the symptoms of panic attacks and everything. And, you know, I keep seeing anxiety. And then I look up the symptoms for that. And I'm just like, okay, bingo, that's what it is. Like, I can't put my thumb on anything else. And so now I'm realizing I'm having anxiety to the point where I'm having panic attacks. So I go and I'm talking to my husband, and I'm just like, I need to do something about this. Like I can't keep living my life like this. Like I feel so helpless. I can't do anything. And it's not that I can't do anything, but it's just like, it's so intense to the point that it is disrupting my life. And that was not okay, because I'm steady trying to build my life, and I can't even do that because I'm having to deal with all these anxiety issues. So I finally like go online, and I'm like looking for a therapist to go to, hoping, you know, because I've never been to therapy before, but I know a lot of people who said that therapy helps them out. So finally I make an appointment to go to the therapist, and you know, after the first session, honestly, like my chest pain stopped. I didn't have chest pains for a while. But there was some time where I had to, I guess towards the end of December, it was some time where I had to I couldn't go to the therapist because well, firstly, I couldn't make an appointment because that's when we were going to Houston. And then the second appointment I couldn't go to because whenever we had came back, that was the time that my therapist was going to be out for Christmas break and everything. So, like, during those, it was about a 3-week span that I couldn't go to therapy. And, like, during those 3 weeks, I started having chest pains again. Like, it wasn't as intense. It wasn't as intense as the first chest pains that I was having, but I was still having chest pains, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. So what I did was I didn't have any choice but to wait until my next appointment with my therapist, and that just happened recently, I think. Actually, yeah. It was another week span I had to wait because that's when we went to Houston in January. And on January 3rd, because that was the day I was going to go, but had to go to Houston. But whenever I was able to come back and go to therapy again, like, I felt such a huge relief. Like, my chest pain, like, my chest wasn't hurting anymore. Like, I think, honestly, my chest pains is just, like, a reaction that my body is having to having too much stuff built up over the span of 21 years. Like, 21 years, that's a long time to keep stuff in. Like, and I never, like, while I'm going through therapy, I never even realized, like, all the effects that all that stuff was having. Let me start over. I never realized all the effects that stuff was having on my body, physically, like, mentally, nothing. And you know, it's because I was always so worried about helping other people and putting myself second, which is, you know, okay to a certain extent. Like, I got to the point where it was like, I wasn't even worried about myself anymore, you know? It was like, oh, how can I help you? How can I help you? And I hate that it had to get to the point of me having a panic attack to realize that I do need help and that I need to start putting myself first and, you know, loving myself, because if I don't, then who will? And if I'm not okay, how can I help anybody else, you know? So it was just something that I had to work through, that I'm still working on. Like, it's not done, it's not over. This is like an everyday constant fight. Like, I can't say it has gotten easier because I'm able to go every week and, you know, talk about everything and get everything out. And, you know, the therapist has also gave me some good things to do, the breathing techniques, and just, you know, the other stuff that he helped me out with. They really have helped me out, and I'm making this video because I want people to be aware of themselves. I want people to understand that you really do have to put yourself first, because if you're not okay, you can't do anything for anybody else. And that whole experience this just happened last year, like I said, you know, this experience has been really eye-opening for me, because it's like, I never thought that it could get to that point with me. And I just want to make this video to help people realize that, you know, anxiety is a real thing, but you can also get through it. And if you know that you're feeling like, you know, that like you want to give up and you can't even deal with life anymore, like, I just want y'all to know that y'all can get help. Like, y'all can change how your life goes, because you control your life. You know, of course, the man above, God, of course, he, you know, controls, but you control how your path will go. And I just want to bring more awareness to, you know, mental health, because It is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Like, I cannot stress that enough. It is extremely important. If you feel like you're getting to the point where you just want to give up, or, you know, where you just feel like there is no end to the pain, to the madness, like, please reach out and get help. Like, I'm begging you, please reach out and get help, because it is the best thing that you can do for yourself. I promise you will thank yourself in the end, but just please, please, please reach out and do what you can in order to help yourself, because what are you gonna, once this is gone, once your mind is gone, there's nothing you can do, you know? You have to put yourself first. It is a constant fight. It is a constant, it's constant work. Like, it's something that you have to do every day. It's something that you have to think about every day and put work in for every day. But it is the best thing, because you will become so strong mentally that nothing else can faze you, that you will know that you will be able to make it through any situation that you go through. So if y'all are out there, you know, going through what you're going through and struggling with whatever, it don't even matter like what it is. It could be something small, but if it is like phasing you, then do what you have to do to get right, because like I said, you can't help anybody else if you're not right. Even if you don't want to help anybody else, like, help yourself. Because I read this one thing that says you are the only person you have to live with for the rest of your life. And that's the truth. Like, you know, you are going to be you the rest of your life. And if you're not okay, if you're not feeling up to par or anything like that, like, reach out and get help, please. Really, please, please do. Because you will thank yourself in the end. It will do you good. When you have trouble mentally, it messes with your body physically, which is why I started having panic attacks. And, you know, I didn't even realize that being so, like, withdrawn mentally and so, I guess, and it's not even consciously, like, subconsciously withdrawn and everything. Like, you know, I didn't realize that stuff can have a toll on your body, but it can, and your health will diminish and it will steady go down. Like, the whole month from October until, you know, December, no, not really December, like November, like that whole month, 2 months, like, my health went from all the way here to here. And it was just so scary to watch myself go through that, because I knew that's not who I was. I was always, you know, the happy, cheerful person, trying to make sure everybody else was okay, cheering everybody else up, you know. And so to see myself like that, it was scary. And I knew from that point on that I didn't want to go back to that. So from that point on, I did what I had to do in order to help myself feel better. Like, even if you have to cut off social media and get off social media for a couple months, and just stopping whatever is making you lose focus from yourself. You know, when you do that and you take the time out to help yourself, it will be amazing. It will be the most wonderful thing. If you are struggling mentally and you know you are, even if you don't think you are, but you're, you know, having these thoughts of overthinking and, you know, oh, I'm not good enough for this, I'm not good enough for that, like, you have to reach out and get help. Like, turn that voice off in your head that's telling you can't do it, that you will never be any better than what you are right now, because you can always improve. So turn that voice off, tell them, hey, I'm not trying to hear that right now. Like, I'm trying to get myself together. I'm trying to do good for me. I'm not trying to hear that stuff right now, because that voice will constantly nag you and will constantly want to bring you down and tell you can't do this and tell you can't do that. But I promise you can. And, you know, even though it's been a month for me in therapy, this month has changed my life completely. Like, that's why I'm, you know, getting ready to do everything that I've always wanted to do, because I finally know that I'm strong enough to do that. I know that I can finish anything. Like, it's just all about what you think, you know? You have to tell yourself that I'm not going to let you bring me down anymore. I'm not going to let you stop me anymore, because you are the only thing standing in your way. Please believe me when I say that, because I've been standing in my way for the past 21 years. And it's insane that I'm even, you know, talking about this right now, because I swear I wouldn't even have the strength, the confidence to get on here and talk to you guys about this, because this is something that's, you know, really personal. But I want everybody to know that you can get help and you can reach out, and there is nothing wrong with it, nothing wrong. And don't let anybody tell you different, because if you are doing anything to improve yourself, that is perfect. Because like I said, you have to live with yourself for the rest of your life. And the fact that you even, you know, the fact that you can even see that there's something wrong and that you want to improve it is very, very big of you. It's showing improvement anyways, because you know you need help and you can reach out and get it. That first step makes you a strong person for even reaching out, you know? Even if you're not strong enough to reach out, like, just understand that you can, and there is nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. So, I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me today and listening to my story. And I hope you guys enjoy. And mental health is important, guys. Please, it's so important. It's so important. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And I hope this video inspires you to, if you don't feel strong enough to reach out, I hope it inspires you to reach out and get the help you need, or even, you know, ask your parents for help. Even if your parents, you know, aren't the helpful type, reach out to whoever you can, whoever you have to, in order to help yourself, because it is important that you are okay. And thank you so much for joining me again. I love you guys so much. Have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.